Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, and also known as a Fifi La Pew Pew or Leffy or Leaf Blower. And it's located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks under the command of Andromedaa. Okay, game started and his gun's dropped, so he has loaded in at last. Okay, and he's looking for a target, and again he's scrolling out, but hopefully he'll learn the technique eventually so he'll be able to do it without scrolling his mouse. It's not a very efficient way of actually moving out your aim. No sign of the enemy. Yep. He's fired a round in. Oh, he got a blind hit. There was an enemy tank there, and he hit it. Probably a tank destroyer. And he's hit it again. And another round out. Ah, he's moved now. Whatever it was hit and hit badly. Now, one can hope that it was one of those tank destroyers. And he fires one in the other side of the house, just in case they move position. Certainly deterred the enemy from actually going near that house. Yeah, I'd definitely go back to the same spot again, because I think he's probably returned. Rounds out. No, he hasn't returned. Okay, well, best not to waste any more ammunition. And right, we've got some targets here. A KV-1, rounds out. Could be on time. Yes, it is. 22 hit points there. Hit the rear of the KV-1. Now he needs to give enough lead to actually hit the target. He's stopped temporarily. This looks good. Rounds out. Oh, and he's killed just before our shell hits the point where he was going to be. So that was a well-aimed shot. Now he's going for that T-34-100. Pull back a bit. The Chi-Ri looks a good target, but he's being assaulted by 3 of our mediums. And instead... Oh, he got a fire on that T-34-100. He set fire to that T-34, so he's lost his fire extinguisher. And he's been hit in the rear again for 105. Unfortunately, though, he took down our T-34-100. And now he's dead. Okay, we're looking for a new target. And he's gone back to the house. Fires around and moves his aim before seeing what happened to the shell, so he won't know if that shell did actually hit the target or not. But instead he's going for this OI. That should hit. It does. 98 hit points. There's a Hellcat nearer to the hill ahead of that OI, but he's still going for the OI because they're hit point pinatas. You just keep hitting them until they've extracted all their juice, all those lovely hit points. And another one. Really annoys these heavy drivers. They don't particularly like getting hit by Arty repeatedly, but that's the problem. If you buy a tank that's slow and big and can easily be spotted on the moon, well, you're gonna get hit repeatedly. Better learn to love being hit by Arty, because if you don't, you're gonna have a terrible time. And another hit. 437 off that one. That was probably a penetrating shot. The alpha damage of this gun is 410. So to get 437 damage, you must have penetrated him. Fires another blind shot in. And he got him. Still hit him. Probably not wasting another round. Oh, he's fired one in, but he moves away again before he sees what happens to the round. And okay, right, well, this is a tier 7 game. He's tier 5 Arty. And, well, he's firing now at an IKV. Switching targets to a T-34-85M. Rounds out the target. Oh, gets a hit. 119 hit points. But they're getting very close now. And you should remember that Andromedaa didn't actually move away from his spawn point at all. He's still exactly where he started off. And the enemy's going to spot him very soon. They're in the dip on the other side of the railway line. And it makes it very difficult for him to hit them. But he fires in and gets a hit on that VK3001P, the medium tank. They're going to spot him any second, and then they're going to start firing back at him. He's been seen. Fires in, gets a penetrating shot in the IKV. Go for the kill shot. And, oh, he's blown up. It's a good try. But at least he managed to get 1,832 hit points of damage. As far as we know, it's probably a lot more, actually, because there was quite a few blind shots in there. And, well, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to lose this game. 4 tanks down on the enemy. We did appear to capture the town, but they didn't make it out of the town very far. The KV-1's the furthest one out of the town. T-67's taking up a defensive position near the cap to stop anyone from capping. And, of course, he'll spot for the Lorraine 15550. T-67's having to run away because that T-3485M is being very aggressive, and he's gone. And there's only 3 left on our team facing 6 of the enemy, and they are capping. Not the wisest move at this stage, because when there's still enemy Arty involved, anyone who caps, they're likely to get around straight into them to get a reset. Well, only 2 left now. The VK3001P on our team and the Lorraine. I would also like to mention to anyone who actually has or does get killed earlier in the game, do try to switch to one of the other tanks in your team. After all, nobody really wants to just see your smoking wreck for the next 5 minutes. They'd rather actually see what action is going on. Well, that's the end of the battle. They did lose. The enemy still had 4 tanks at the end. So let's have a look and see what the end of battle stats show. Well, it was the first class tanker for Andromeda in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points for his own vehicle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And he also got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. In fact, he didn't get a single kill during that game, but we can probably surmise who he actually touched with those blind shots, because the tank that's showing here that we never saw any shots on was this T-78, and he actually did penetrate him for 551 hit points, and 4 modules were knocked out. So I think that was probably the tank destroyer that he touched, who was hiding behind the bush. It might have been another tank, but we know that he definitely hit the IKV-65 too, because he was the other side of the railway tracks. We know that he hit the OI, because he managed to get 885 hit points of damage off him alone. And, well, the T-3485M, he did touch him while he was coming up the railway line. And so I can't think of it will be anyone other than the T-78 who was actually behind that building. Maybe the VK3001P, maybe. But anyway, it was a good show. 4,462 on the win 8. So it shows that he was doing a lot of work. In fact, he was the highest scorer in the game. 2,501 hit points of damage, opposed to the Hellcat on the enemy team, who managed 1,779, and their OI managed 1,243. When it came to kills, though, it was actually shared between the Lorraine 15550, who got 4 kills, the Hellcat, and the enemy's Fifi, who also managed 4. And when it came to base XP, it was, again, Andromeda on his team, who got 597. He's the highest on his team, but the enemies beat him. The Hellcat got 1,025. The Fifi managed to get 804. And the enemy OI managed 580. Now, he fired 27 rounds, got 17 direct hits, 3 penetrations during that game, 17 splash, damage of 2,501 hit points, of which 2,000 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, both were penetrations I'm afraid, and he damaged 7 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did do damage assistance of 247 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 52,946 credits and got 6,075 credits for courageous resistance, so his total came to 59,021, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he actually took home a profit of 54,525 credits, so a good earner. He also picked up 5 bonds for getting the awards, and 895 XP, 514 for courageous resistance, 564 because this is a premium vehicle, took away 1,974 experience points altogether. He says top tier Arty suicides at end. I didn't actually notice any top tier Arty suicides in that game. In fact, as far as I can tell, the Lorraine was killed normally by the enemy getting the better of him, and he was the only other Arty on his own team. No other Arty in that game, so I'm not sure where you say that top tier Arties suicided. The other thing is that the enemy Arty, they were alive at the end of the game, so I don't think it was them that suicided either. So I think that's a bit wrong there. I think you've got that wrong. Maybe you put that up to attract my attention to this one. And yeah, I think I would have been attracted by the fact that you got 3 epic medals in a losing game. But I'm not so sure you're right about there being Arty suicides there, unless of course if you had switched to the Lorraine mid-battle, then maybe we would have been able to see, or after you were killed, then maybe we would have been able to see exactly why the Lorraine suicided, if he did suicide. I don't think he did, but anyway, there you go. If you enjoyed that replay, please give the video a like, do subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and thanks for watching.